If you've been living under a rock, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers have been at each other's necks all offseason. Currently, Rodgers is sitting at home absorbing a daily $93,000 fine from the Packers for missing mandatory minicamp practices. How did a perennial winner and a three-time MVP become so torn apart from the team he's played 16 seasons with? Is it to the point of no return? We're going to break down exactly how it got to this point. Let's rewind it all the way back to the 2018 season. Aaron Rodgers made it known he was done with then-head coach Mike McCarthy, as the personal feud between the two couldn't be repaired. New general manager Brian Gutekunst fired McCarthy after that season and hired Matt LaFleur. In their first training camp together, the Packers competed in a joint practice against the Houston Texans. It was the first of Rodgers' career. When asked, Rodgers was adamant that he would be just fine if that was the last joint practice of his career. No less than 5 minutes later, LaFleur said he would 100% love to do another joint practice. Not a great start to their new relationship. However, they returned to typical Green Bay play, winning 13 games and falling just one win short of the Super Bowl in 2019. Early in the 19 offseason, reporters asked Gutekunst about the possibilities of drafting a QB in the first round of the 2020 draft. His response made ears perk up. "Sure," he said. "Simple enough. Could you elaborate? How would that impact Rodgers, Gutekunst? Rodgers wants to win, and he knows we're going to make the best decisions for the football team. I'm not worried about it. Players get sad and happy about all types of things." Being with the Packers since 1998, Gutekunst was around for the controversial drafting of Rodgers, with Favre already entrenched as a three-time MVP. Talk about foreshadowing. Come April 23rd, in the middle of the weird pandemic Zoom draft, the Packers did just that. After both of their intended receivers were taken 5 picks before Green Bay selected, the Packers didn't sit by any longer. Gutekunst traded his 4th-round pick to move up 4 selections and draft Jordan Love. Jordan Love came from anonymity. Quarterback at Utah State of the Mountain West Conference, he was a dominant force and clearly possessed all the traits teams look for in franchise signal callers. But the Packers being the team to take him, nobody saw that coming. If you're having 2005 vibes, you're not the only one. But before you go hooking up Guitar Hero and letting Gwen Stefani teach you how to spell banana, let's keep it to the timeline. Just as Rodgers was drafted to eventually replace all-timer Brett Favre 15 years before, Jordan Love was taken with a first-round pick. Aaron was hurt that he wasn't even given a heads-up on the pick from Mark Murphy, Gutekunst, and the Green Bay front office. When he finally came available for questions, Aaron Rodgers was more gloomy than angry, just like Favre was. "I understand it. I'm not thrilled." The biggest sentence from that conference carried over like an ominous cloud. "I hope to be a Packer forever, but that may not be reality anymore." Rodgers asked for more weapons, and what he got was basically a target on his back. Still, Rodgers felt great about his receiving core coming into the year. Davante Adams, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Allen Lazard, and Jake Kumerow. Rodgers even said so himself in an interview, hyping up Jake Kumerow as the next guy up, that no one would see coming. Less than 24 hours after Rodgers said that, the Packers cut Kumerow. Ouch. When the Packers had a chance at trading for a receiver before the deadline, Rodgers was asked about it. "I'm not putting my stamp out for anybody. I know my role. Last guy I did that for ended up in Buffalo. Double ouch." So, what did Rodgers do? Go out and have possibly the greatest season of his career. He led the league in completion percentage, passer rating, and interception rating. He set new single-season career highs in touchdown passes and touchdown percentages, both league highs as well. Through all the dissension and uncertainty, Rodgers had his 3rd MVP season, putting him in rare air among the game's legendary players. The Pack returned to the NFC title game. It's fitting that Rodgers called his future a beautiful mystery before the game, as that is exactly what it is now. Green Bay fell short to the eventual champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-26. But that doesn't tell the whole story. With 2 minutes left in the game, the Packers were on the 8-yard line, trailing 31-23 on 4th down. Rather than giving the league MVP a chance to tie the game with his arm, the Packers chose to kick a field goal and try to get a stop on defense. Bad decision. After the game, Aaron was, unsurprisingly, asked about his future again. Lots of guys' futures are uncertain, myself included. It looked like things were going to be okay at the beginning. Rodgers said he thought there was no reason he wouldn't be back. Gutekunst and Packer officials reiterated they would be stupid to move on from a guy coming off an MVP season at QB. But they had more pressing issues, a shrinking cap they were way over budgeted on. To solve that, the Packers would need to restructure contracts of their players, taking some money off the books now and basically quickly adding guaranteed money years later down the road, hitching their future to those players. Everyone speculated that Rodgers would be one of those players approached to restructure, tying the two counterparts together for 2 or 3 more years. 6 players' contracts were reworked. Aaron Rodgers was not one of them. Because Rodgers' deal was left alone, that meant the Packers could release or trade Rodgers in a year's time to save nearly $25 million in cap space. They effectively detached themselves from the Rodgers' future bandwagon. Instead of putting speculation of the divorce to bed, Green Bay's president Mark Murphy refused to comment on it at all. Opinions and rumors flew wild. Even after Rodgers didn't comment on the Pat McAfee show, saying he wanted to be there and his future was still just a beautiful mystery, Rodgers was a ghost town when the Green Bay Packers opened voluntary organized team activities. Then, the bombshell. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to return to the Packers. Clearly meant to be a message on draft day, just as the Packers dropped it on Rodgers, Aaron fired back. The draft, a night filled with hopes and accomplished dreams, and all the sports world could talk about was Aaron Rodgers. The Packers brass followed that report with their firm stance. We're not trading Rodgers. Then they came clean. President Mark Murphy revealed that they had known of Aaron's stance for months and were working through it. They backed up the reports that came out of teams trying to get a hold of the reigning MVP. Before the LA Rams traded the Detroit Lions for Matthew Stafford, they reached out to Green Bay for Rodgers. Green Bay quickly, flatly told them no. The moment the news broke of Rodgers' feelings towards the team, one of his best friends in the NFL, Kyle Shanahan, who happens to be San Francisco's head coach and was in need of a quarterback, immediately reached out to the Green Bay front office. The conversation was short, blunt, and to the point. No, the Packers refused to trade Aaron Rodgers. With his days clearly numbered, Aaron Rodgers refused to go out like his predecessor Favre, who, at the end, was pushed out to make room for Rodgers. But Rodgers didn't mention retirement. He hasn't sat on the fence about anything, and he refused to let his final years be decided by someone other than himself. He was on the attack now. The rift started and ended with Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers front office. He made that clear on the opening night of the voluntary OTAs in May. Instead of attending camp, Rodgers did an interview with Kenny Mayne. In the interview, Rodgers said it was about philosophy, character, culture, doing things the right way. That's where I'm at. That's what it boils down to, too. He has no beef with Jordan Love, head coach Matt LaFleur, or any Packers player. It's the organization that he has given so much to, not showing him the same appreciation and respect. Reports came out that the Packers told Rodgers they were going to trade him, then immediately reneging on that made Rodgers irate. The Packers came out and said they would like to extend Rodgers' current deal, but Murphy and the organization clearly don't realize what the beef is really about. It isn't about money or getting the GM fired. At the end of the day, there is no denying that the Packers have not surrounded Rodgers with enough talent throughout his career. They are always in the Super Bowl hunt, thanks to exceptional QB play from Rodgers, but don't have enough to get over the hump in the playoffs. So, where do we go from here? Will Rodgers go all the way, Le'Veon Bell, and sit out a season so late in his career? Coming off an MVP season and fighting to add that second Super Bowl ring that would cement his legacy, is it truly possible he would sit out? Can the Packers really do anything to change Rodgers' feelings? And are they okay handing the reins over to their former first-round pick, Jordan Love? Most agree that the Pack have no chance without Rodgers. But is that really true? Who has all the leverage? Can it be mended, fixed? Will we ever see Rodgers in a Packers uniform again? Or will his words, "It's been an incredible 16 years," be the closure that none of us were ready for?